So in this video, I would like to show you how to use a volumetric flask. A volumetric flask is used to prepare solutions and to dilute them to a specific volume. And today we have a 100 ml volumetric flask here. First of all, you want to make sure that your flask is clean and you have some samples and the solvent, which in this case today we'll use distilled water. First, you want to rinse your volumetric flask with the solvent, which is water here. So just add a small amount of distilled water in your flask, swirl it, rinse it a couple of times, 3 times to make sure it is free of any dust or any chemicals from previous experiment that you used it. Pour out the solvent in your waste beaker. You want to do this about 3 times. 1, 2 here, and 3. Shoo. Last time, swirl, capped it. Now you can invert it, rinse it, pour it out. Next, you have your sample, and you want to dissolve the sample first with the solvent. Just add a small amount of solvent in there, and then use a stir rod to dissolve your sample. You can add more water. And stir. It's a little bit hard to dissolve, but just keep stirring and it will dissolve. This is why I prefer to have you dissolve the solid before transferring it into the volumetric flask, because if the solid is not dissolved, it will be very difficult to clean in the volumetric flask. Just keep stirring. Okay, until the solid pieces are gone. You see you have a light blue solution here, and now we're going to transfer it into a volumetric flask that we already rinsed. So you can use a funnel, or you don't have to. You can just pour it out directly from a beaker here. Let's use my right hand because I am right-handed, like this. Okay, another way you can transfer it using a stir rod. So you touch a stir rod to a volumetric flask and then also to the tip of the beaker, and then pour. Okay. You want to rinse your beaker because you have small amount of sample still remains in the beaker. So rinse both the beaker and the stir rod by adding your solvent in there. Swirl it and then pour it out. I'm going to rinse about 3 times. All right, make sure you get all the sides. Make sure the side. That's 2, and then last time okay. And now you want to fill up the solvent to the line here. You see the gradation mark. So this is the mark for 100 ml, which is the volume of this flask. So what we will do is we will pour some solvent, this is just water, into the volumetric flask. And be very careful because you don't want to overshoot the gradation mark. So once you get close to the line, when you get close to the line here, let me just clean this a little bit so you can see better. Add small amount of solvent in there using a Pasteur pipette. Okay. And you want to make sure not to add the solvent past the gradation mark. You can leave it up to make sure that you can read the gradation mark at your eye level. And the meniscus of the liquid is at the line. So after rinsing the samples in there, you're going to add water until it is close to the gradation mark. And stop. Make sure you don't overshoot. And now you want to add small amount of the solvent using the Pasteur pipette. Okay, and add slowly into the volumetric flask until the meniscus is at the gradation marks. So it's get pretty close now and you want to slow down, alright? So add drop by drops and then look at the level of the solution. Okay, and at your eye level, here, when the meniscus of the water of the solution here is at the gradation marks, that's when the volume of the solution in here is exactly 100 milliliter. Okay, then you have to mix the solution. So close the cap like so, and then invert it like this to make sure that the solution is well mixed. And that's it. You have prepared solution using 100 ml volumetric flask. In this video, I'll show you how to use a pipette. Alright, I see many students using it incorrectly. So today, I'll show you the correct technique. First, this is a pipette, volumetric pipette, and there's a gradation mark over here. And you want to hold the pipette in your dominant hand. All right, I am right-handed, so I'm going to hold the pipette in my right hand. And the rubber bulb, I'll hold it with my left hand. All right, and before using the pipette, you want to rinse it first with the solution. So this is the solution I want to pipette. So I'm going to put the pipette in, and then put the rubber bulb on it, Notice where I put my right hand very close to the tip of the pipette, and then I'll cap it with my index finger here. Alright? So then take up a small amount of solution, rinse it around the bulb. Make sure you go above the line as well, the gradation mark as well. Swirl it like this, roll the pipette to make sure you rinse everything out, and then drain the content into your waste beaker. Touch the end, and then you want to rinse a couple of times. Same thing here. Alright, draw up small amount of the solution. Tap, tap, tap to drain the solution to the bulb. And then roll it around like this. And then drain out the content into the waste beaker. So that's 2 already. The third time, same thing. Rinse the pipette, make sure it's clear of any residues. You don't want that to contaminate your experiment. And then drain out in your waste beaker. Alright, so the pipette is clean now. Next, I'm going to show you how to pipette 10 ml with this volumetric pipette. Again, put the pipette in your solution. Use your right hand, alright? Hold it close to the tip. Have your index finger open and close here at the tip. Then squeeze the bulb. Put it together and then release it. Release the left hand gently. And you don't want to push it. Push the pipette down to the glass like this. You want to have the tip of the pipette be in the solution. Alright? And you can release the bulb here. And it will draw up the solution. You want to draw it up past the line, alright? And then cap it with your index finger. Now, next we're going to adjust the volume. So you want to adjust it such that the meniscus of the solution here is at the gradation mark, alright? How do I do that? How do we do that? So, you want to look at the gradation mark here and release your finger, or you can just gently swirl it like this. Move the pipette a little bit and you see that the volume of the liquid is moving down, right? And you want to stop right where the meniscus of the solution is at the line, and make sure to read it at eye level like this, alright? So this is 10 ml of solution. Then you can transfer it to the next container that you want. This is the aluminium flask here. So lift it up, touch the tip of the pipette to the glass, and make sure your pipette is vertical, and then lift up your index finger so the solution will drain down the pipette into the aluminium flask like this. And you want to touch the tip at the end for about 10 to 20 seconds. Let the adhesion between the glass and the solution drawn in the solution. Then you notice that there's a little bit left in the pipette. You don't have to blow it out. The pipette has been calibrated this way. So that's all. You have successfully transferred 10 ml of solution in your aluminium flask. Okay, next I want to show you typical mistakes I often found in the lab, and I don't want you guys to do this. This is wrong, alright? This is wrong. First, hold the pipette in your left hand and the bulb in your right hand. Okay, you see that I look a little bit cumbersome because this is not the way I use the pipette. Okay, and this is wrong, alright? Wrong hand. Another way, using the thumb to cap the pipette. This is also wrong. I don't know how you guys can do it, but it's not right. You can break the pipette because you don't have the handlessness to hold it. You can see that I'm shaking a lot more with my left hand. So don't do this, all right? Don't cap it with your thumb either. So the correct way is this. Another mistake I often found is blowing out the pipette, all right? If you are using the volumetric pipette, you can leave a little bit of solution in there. That is fine. For the blowout pipette, it is marked with 2 lines like this. In this case, you will have to blow it out like this at the end. Okay, let's see what other mistake I often found. Oh, another mistake is that you have the pipette here and you squeeze the bulb and you blow bubble like that. Don't do that, all right? If you have protein solution, they might foam and it could destroy your sample. Okay, those are typical mistakes I often found in the lab with pipetting.